Today's demonstration will be of the Westinghouse Electric Manufacturing Company, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA, Type B single-phase watt meter. This particular meter, which you see in front of the camera, according to the information on the register, it's rated at 10 amperes and 100 volts. Has a fairly low serial number of 333,103, but the Type B was only produced for between 1904 and 1906. There was a previous model, the Type A, which was just before this one, but it was only manufactured for 1 year, from 1903 to 1904. Anyway, this particular style of meter has the connections for both the line and the load connected through the top of the meter rather than through the rear as in the old Westinghouse round type, which I previously made a video of. As in my previous videos, this meter is running on a 1300 watt incandescent lamp load, and here again is the lamps. Now 1300 watts is fair little load, but this particular meter is rated at 10 amperes and 100 volts. So the old meters, if they were rated at 10 amps, they would carry 20 amps safely. They had a safety factor of 2, as the later ones have a quite a lot higher safety factor again. This one, as you can see, the disc is turning at a moderate speed. Disc speed, if you look at an old meter or a newer meter, doesn't mean that you've got a meter that's running faster or slower than your neighbors. These things all have a register ratio, which is calculated in respect to the number of teeth on the pickup gear on the back of a register. Regardless of the speed of the disc, if you were to tie them all in series, one through the other, you would find that they all registered exactly the same. As they say, the disc speed has nothing to do whether you got a fast meter or a slow meter. You're still going to measure, in this case, for watts. And this particular meter again is one division of the ones dial, which is the one on the second one in, is 1 kilowatt hour. The dial on the hard right is actually what nowadays on the Canadian meter is referred to as a test dial. So this far right dial is measuring in tenths of a kilowatt hour. In other words, you've got one complete revolution of this tenths dial will give you 1 kilowatt hour of consumption, which nowadays in New Brunswick, Canada, is 10.05 cents per kilowatt hour, and no discount for however much you might use. Anyway, there's not a whole lot that I can say in addition to this meter. The size was increased somewhat physically although the weight decreased because this one is not full of cement in the base like the previous round type was. Anyway, that is the conclusion of our demonstration for the Westinghouse Type B single-phase wattmeter. Just one final note before it close. If I turn the meter sideways and set it down, perhaps you can see on the side here a wax seal which has been cut, of course, many years ago. However, this particular seal says that it was last inspected in January of 1916 by the old Canadian Department of Inland Revenue, which ceased to exist in the fall of 1918 when it became the Department of Trade and Commerce in Canada. Anyway, that is the rest of the story. I'm getting badly out of focus here, for which I apologize. But anyway, thanks for watching on this particular Type B meter.